Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you my Wayland Compositor that I built. A few words about what is it and why. For those of you who don't know, a compositor, a Wayland Compositor, is this program, this layer that is responsible for anything graphics related that you see on your screen. It basically it's responsible for allocating the resources for application when they start, the way they behave, the way they appear on the screen, when you click maximize, minimize, when you set full screen. It's also responsible for input, keyboard, mouse, many other things. So it's a very difficult piece of software to write. The initial release was 2 years ago, in 2024, and today, the 24th of March 2026, was released the newest version 2.1.0, which brings a lot of improvements, additions, bug fixes. Why did I decide to build my own compositor? There are many compositors out there, but when it comes to using my computer, I have very specific requirements. First of all, since childhood I have weak eyesight, so I prefer to use my computer from afar, staying far from the screen, not to affect my eyes, to make them relaxed and no strain. So I like to sit at least 2-3 meters away from the screen. That's why I need a compositor with good zooming capability. The second requirement is it has to be floating windows, traditional desktop floating windows. It's called stacking windows. I don't like tiling at all. I tried to use a few tiling compositors. When I use a tiling compositor, I don't feel that I have as much control over what's going on my screen, how the windows are laid out and presented on the screen. I like to have as much control as possible. I like my windows to open exactly where I tell them, to stay exactly where I tell them, so I know each window that I frequently using, I know where is it. In a matter of seconds I can open anything I need. So having these requirements, it's very difficult to find such a compositor. Actually, there is only one of them that I know of. It's Wayfire. So that's why the majority of compositors are tiling, and many of them have no zooming capability whatsoever. So that's why I decided to build it myself. So and I built, initially it was only the compositor, and I was using the third-party software for a minimal desktop experience. But as of current version, the latest version, I have built into the compositor a few elements of a desktop environment. So it's not only the compositor, you can say it's a minimal desktop. So let's get right into it, and I will show you a quick tour of my Woodland compositor. Okay, let's start with the wallpaper. As soon as you launch the compositor, you are presented with this wallpaper. Now, if we go with the mouse to the left bottom corner, you won't see any button there, but it's a hot corner. Actually, all four corners are hot corners, which do something when you click or hover over it. So if we click right here on the bottom left corner, we are presented with this simple menu, which is built by the user. The user decides which applications to put in here for a quick launch. For example, let's launch Tuner File Manager. There you have it. Let's launch another application like Pavu Control. There you have it. So this is a menu basically of bookmarks of favorite application that the user puts here and to quickly access them. How to put your applications here, it's all instructions on my GitHub page that I link below this video, so you go ahead and check. Okay, now we move to the top left corner. Here on the top left corner you don't have to click anything, you just use your mouse wheel. Mouse up, it zooms in. Mouse down, zooms out. That's easy. Another alternative way to zoom in and zoom out is by pressing and holding your super key, and again using your mouse wheel up and down like this. Now let's move to the top right corner. Here we have to click. Again, you won't see any button there, but it's a hot corner, active corner. So we click on it and we are presented with this menu, which is a window list. It shows a list of currently opened application, but you don't see any application because all of them are minimized. So let's open one of them. Let's open, for example, Brave browser. So this is Brave browser, this is my GitHub page. So now let's activate also my player, which also I wrote this player from scratch, audio player. Okay, let's open a few other applications and you will see how the menu grows, this window list grows. Let's open this one and this one and terminal. So, and now if we can see, we have all the opened applications here, and you see a difference in color. There is white bold color and light gray italic font, which means there is a difference between currently showing application on the screen. The applications that are opened and showed on the screen, they are with white color. All the minimized applications are different color, light gray and italic font. So let's close it. Let's minimize and let's close it. Let's minimize this one too. Okay, how to switch between applications, to cycle through the applications. Let's open them, unminimize. Okay, now we have 3. well, traditionally it's Alt Tab. Pressing Alt Tab, and it will cycle through them. Let's open one more to have 3 of them. Let's open mouse pad. So to cycle through them, Alt Tab and Alt Control Tab to cycle reverse mode. So cycle forward, Alt Control Tab backward, Alt Tab forward, Alt Control Tab backward. Another alternative way of cycling through the opened applications is simply moving your mouse to the top right corner, not clicking anything, simply using your mouse wheel like this. You move down, you move to the next, you move up, you move previous application. Very easy and convenient. Okay, now we move to the bottom right corner. Here we don't have to click anything, we just hover over it and it shows you this tiny panel. From the right we have volume control, we have brightness control. If we right click on this brightness control icon, then your screen will turn off. To turn it back on, you have to press on the super key on your keyboard. Okay, here we have time. If we click on this clock, we can see a tiny little calendar which shows you the calendar for this month and highlighted current day. So let's close it. To the left there is a network applet to connect to your Wi-Fi networks. Let's click on it. Let's wait for a few seconds. It's scanning for the available networks. Okay, now let's try to connect to one of them. This is my neighbor, so let's try to connect to him. As soon as you click on a network name, you are presented with this dialog to enter your password. The password is shown on the screen. It's not covered with dots or anything, because as of right now I don't think many people use my compositor, so it's basically me who is using it. So if there will be a request from users, I can change it to dots, no big deal. Okay, so we just, as soon as we see this dialog, we just start typing. Of course not random as I do, but it's just for the test. So we click connect. As soon as you click connect, the desktop, the mouse will freeze for exactly 10 seconds in order to validate the password. So don't be scared that your mouse isn't moving. It just validates the password. So the password was obviously wrong. Okay, now let's close it. Now the most recent application that I added into my Wayland Compositor is the app launcher. The app launcher is launched with the key combination. You have to press super key and space like this, so it opens up. A few words about it. It's an application that has a database of all of your currently installed applications on your system. So there are a few locations where you have only desktop files. It's your username, local share applications, then there is the user share application and user local share applications. These directories, they contain only .desktop files. Those .desktop files, they only contain some data where to find the actual binary. They contain the name of the application, the icon name, the executable, and some other information that is not relevant. Also, there are raw binary files located under user bin and user local bin. So this app launcher, it searches for applications and for binaries in all those directories, and it makes a huge database of all those binaries. Currently I have over 4,000 of them, and it works very snappy, very fast. Let's see it. Let's look for Audacity, for example. In a matter of seconds it finds Audacity. Let's look for manipulation image, GNU image manipulation program. There it is. Let's search for terminal. There it is. Let's search for LibreOffice. There it is. And let's launch, for instance, let's launch System Monitor. There it is. So it works well, but having so many files, over on my system over 4,000, on other systems it might be more. So it's very expensive, I mean resource wise, to refresh this list of 4,000 applications each time we open the app launcher. That's why I've implemented this mechanism that it builds this database on first launch of the compositor. It doesn't refresh it afterwards while we use the desktop, only if the user initiates the refresh manually, in which cases you have to initiate the refresh manually. In cases when you edit manually a .desktop file, or you install the new application and it doesn't show up here, or you remove an application and it's still showing up here. Let me show you an example. Let's look for a test application. I put in here specifically for the test, a test application. This is my test application. Okay, it's on the list, right? Let's remove it. Let's remove it from its location. Its location is under local share applications. So here it is. Let's move it somewhere else. Okay. So now let's search for it again. Test application. So it's still here. The reason it's still here, it's because the list is not refreshed automatically. If we are to refresh it automatically each time we open the app launcher, it will delay by 4 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, depending on your processor. It's not a big deal, but still inconvenient. So that's why we have to refresh it manually. And here is how you refresh the list manually. Simply by typing the command refresh without dot. Simply refresh and hit enter. And we wait for 4 seconds. It disappears. Okay, now we have a refreshed list. Now let's try to search for the test application once again. Test. We see there is no longer my test application. So that's how we refresh the list. Okay, let's see if I have something else to tell you. Okay, one more thing about how I manage the applications, especially their sizes. I have built my compositor in such a way that it remembers the sizes of each application when you close them, on closing. Let me demonstrate. Let's take the system monitor. Let's make it smaller and let's close it. And now when we open it again, it remembered the last size and it restores the last size. Let's make it bigger. Let's launch it again. It remembers the last. So, one more thing about managing Windows applications. I have built-in functionality how to tell an application where exactly on the screen to launch. Whenever you start the application, it should be placed exactly where you tell it to. So to do this, you have to open the configuration file, and here below there is the section for it. So here you specify which application, for example Tunar, it has to open at this very location. So let's launch Tunar and see where exactly it launches. That's it. So it launches on the right side of the screen each time you launch. More details are again on my GitHub that I link below the video. Let's see if I have something more to tell you. Okay, apparently that's it for this video. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.